The Middle East, a tapestry of ancient civilizations, rich cultures, and invaluable resources. Yet, beneath its golden sands and historic landmarks lies a labyrinth of rivalries, alliances, and conflicts that have shaped the modern world. To understand the game being played in the Middle East, you need to understand who the players are and what their goals are. Let's start with the players involved. If we look at the population, the top 5 countries in the Middle East are Egypt, Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. If we look at the size of their economies, the top 5 are Saudi Arabia, Israel, Egypt, Iran, and Iraq, in that order. But if we consider geopolitical rivalries, there are 2 big players, Israel and Iran. What about Turkey and Egypt? Given their size and GDP, they should be significant players in the Middle East. However, they are not currently interested in playing this game. Let me explain. Turkey is a significant geopolitical player but maintains a balancing act in the Middle East. It is keen on serving as a bridge between 2 continents and aspires to join the EU while also acting as a gateway to Asia. Turkey will only intervene if Israel escalates tensions against the Palestinians. Since its military assumed control in 2013, Egypt has forged close alliances with Saudi Arabia and the UAE. These nations have financially and politically backed Egypt's new leader, al-Sisi. Collectively, their goal was to counteract democratic movements to ensure their continued rule and prevent the spread of democratic ideals. Recall the Arab Spring? They aimed to counter the Muslim Brotherhood and the influence of Turkey and Iran in the region. Their actions included combating the Houthi militia in Yemen in 2015, supporting Libyan militia leaders against the Tripoli government, which later led to a proxy war with Turkey, attempting to isolate Qatar in 2017 to diminish its ties with Iran, Turkey, and the Muslim Brotherhood. However, these endeavors did not yield the desired results. The Houthis in Yemen successfully resisted. Haftar failed to seize control in Libya, and the blockade against Qatar was counterproductive. Recently, these 3 countries seem less united in their regional actions, and differences in their individual interests are becoming clear. For now, Egypt is focusing on solving its economic problems and securing good trade deals with the EU and Saudi Arabia. In short, Egypt is a non-aligned player. As you can see, we begin to observe a pattern of alliance formation. Saudi Arabia is seeking partnerships to counterbalance Iran. This explains much of the current dynamics in the Middle East. There are 3 major geopolitical players: Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Israel. Given that there are 3 players and 2 of them are Muslim, one might expect these 2 countries to form an alliance to counter Israel's power projection in the Middle East. However, one of the reasons this hasn't happened is the different branches of Islam. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is predominantly Sunni Muslim. It is the birthplace of Islam and is home to its 2 holiest cities, Mecca and Medina. The Saudi government adheres to a strict interpretation of Sunni Islam known as Wahhabism. Iran. Iran is primarily a Shia Muslim country. It operates as a theocratic state, meaning its political system is intertwined with its religious leadership. The majority of Iranians follow the Twelver branch of Shia Islam, which is distinct from the Sunni Islam practiced in Saudi Arabia. The religious differences between Sunni and Shia Islam have historical roots, leading to political and sectarian tensions, especially between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Israel, being a Jewish state, has its unique set of political and religious dynamics, particularly concerning its relationships with predominantly Muslim countries in the region. If religion isn't the binding factor for potential alliances, what could be the alternative? The answer lies in the age-old geopolitical approach. Control a region by leveraging your strengths against the weaknesses of your adversaries. Iran's military strength hinges on terrorist organizations, proxy groups, and militant allies to safeguard its interests and promote its regional agenda. Since the 1979 revolution, Iran has focused on weaker states, predominantly supporting non-state actors establishing areas of autonomy within them. This strategy enables Iran to exert influence in these regions and challenge both local and neighboring governments. Iran offers a spectrum of support to its non-state affiliates, ranging from material and technical assistance to spiritual guidance. This backing amplifies the capabilities of these factions and advances Iran's regional aims. Despite efforts by the US and its allies to undermine Iran's economy and politically marginalize Tehran, Iran has broadened its influence by supporting militias across various conflict zones. These are the top two Iranian proxies: Hezbollah in Lebanon, where Iran has a strong influence. The size of Hezbollah's army ranges from 30,000 to 50,000 men. Hezbollah and Iran are completely aligned in their goals: opposition to Israeli influence and establishing an Islamic State in Lebanon. Hamas has a force of around 25,000 men. Here, Iran has limited influence, as Hamas's primary goal is opposition to the existence of the Israeli state and the establishment of an independent Islamic State in historical Palestine. In addition to these two, Iran has proxies or alliances in Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, Iraq, Pakistan, and more. Iran finances all these proxies with profits from its vast oil reserves. Another country using its vast oil reserves to financially support its alliances is Saudi Arabia. This support has fostered alliances between Saudi Arabia and the UAE, Bahrain, Egypt, Kuwait, Jordan, and Morocco in the Middle East region. Saudi Arabia's strength lies in its vast oil reserves. While Iran uses its oil money to finance primarily military proxies, Saudi Arabia aims to form alliances at the state level, using financial incentives. The final player to consider is Israel. Israel's primary goal is to ensure its security and defend its borders from potential threats. This includes countering groups like Hamas and addressing concerns related to Iran and its proxy influence in the region. Israel's strength is its superior intelligence apparatus, which is now in question after the Hamas attack, and its superior organization and military capabilities, which have been used to win many wars in the past against enemies with a numerical advantage. Israel's strength is achieved with the support of external actors in the Middle East, specifically the US. This represents the final layer of complexity in the Middle East, the role of the geopolitical giants of the world. United States and Israel. The US has historically been a staunch ally of Israel. This support is evident in various forms, including military aid, diplomatic backing, and shared intelligence. The US frequently defends Israel in international forums and provides it with significant financial and military assistance. This relationship is rooted in shared democratic values, strategic interests, and historical ties. China's role. China's approach to the Middle East is nuanced. While it maintains diplomatic relations with Israel, it also seeks to foster friendly ties with Arab countries and Iran. China's primary interest in the region is economic, particularly in securing energy resources. The recent Israel-Hamas conflict tested China's approach as it attempted to balance its relations with both sides. China's role in brokering agreements, such as the Iranian-Saudi agreement in 2023, highlights its growing diplomatic presence in the region. Russia and Iran. Russia has consistently been a key ally for Iran. Both nations share an interest in countering US influence in the region. Russia supports Iran militarily and collaborates with it on various regional matters. The alliance between Russia and Iran also serves as a counterbalance to the partnerships between the US-Israel and US-Saudi Arabia. So, now that we have described the players at both the regional and international levels, let's explain the strategies used by the different alliances of powers to exert control over the Middle East and achieve their geopolitical goals. Currently, there is a balance of power with Israel and the US on one side and Iran and Russia on the other. These sides are trying to bring Saudi Arabia into their alliance to disrupt the current equilibrium. In recent months, the US has made significant efforts to broker a normalization agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia. This effort is a part of the US's broader strategy to promote peace and stability in the Middle East and to isolate Iran's influence. If successful, the deal would lead to Saudi Arabia establishing warm relations with Israel for the first time. In return, there is speculation that the US might allow Saudi Arabia to develop a nuclear program and offer a defense pact in exchange for normalization with Israel. However, despite ongoing negotiations, reports suggest that Saudi Arabia is putting the US-backed plans on hold due to Israel's response to the Hamas attack. Furthermore, there is speculation that the Hamas attack, supported by Iran, has temporarily blocked this pact between Saudi Arabia and Israel, which would have disrupted the power dynamics in the Middle East. This is just a snapshot of the current Middle East power struggle. In this region, the threads of history, religion, and geopolitics intertwine in complex patterns. The area, often at the center of global attention, stands as a testament to the enduring power of ancient rivalries and the constantly changing dynamics of power. From a realist perspective, the greater Middle East has deteriorated over time in ways that extend beyond its conflicts, competing interests, and the challenges posed by extremism. Unfortunately, we should likely expect further updates on this conflict.